Next thing we'll look at that's a huge indicator for me is the follow-up show rate. Nobody tracks this, okay? Your follow-up show rate, if you're doing a 2-call close, should be above 80%. If it's not above 80%, it tells you a lot about how your salesman is conducting the call, right? If the trust is there, if the person wants to show up again, right? This number is a very good predictor of the quality of your discovery. I could actually go into any organization if they have the numbers tracked. Again, marketers track everything, sales teams track nothing. But I could go into any organization, if they have these numbers, I could probably do a turnaround very fast, just based on understanding who needs to be fired, what training needs to be implemented, right? So follow-up show rate should be above 80%. Now, contrary to popular belief, closing rate should really only be above 25%. 25% give or take. I'm talking about industry standard. I'm not talking about like the fucking superstar, Superman, okay? So 25%. The other things that we would look at, will be calls to offer. This is a really good one as well. Kind of taken up this one. But calls to offer percentage. Again, it does depend on what you sell. If you're selling B2C, it probably needs to be above 80%. If you're selling B2B, it should not be more than 80%, or it should probably be between 60 to 70%. I think anything more than that is aggressive. However, it does tell you things. I'll give you an example. If you're selling B, and to be honest with you, like I'm not a fan of the one-call close. I've said this to Will many, many times. I feel like the one-call close is very much a marketing gimmick. Okay, I get a lot of flack for that because, you know, I know from first-hand experience, I was a salesman for a very long time, that the one-call close is every closing or sales process that you have. Again, we're going down to this, which I said I wouldn't do. But it's important because if you're managing your people, you should understand this stuff, right? Every closing approach or process should be very bespoke, based on two things. Number one is your industry, okay? And number two is the person that you're speaking to. So we did a very good exercise, by the way. This is a very good exercise for anybody if you have a sales team. I got all my salespeople in the meeting. And I said, hey guys, I was trying to go sleep last night and I was thinking about something, okay? Tends to happen before I go sleep. I said, when you guys always say to me, because one of the guys had closed a deal the day before, and then he said to me, yo, it was a layup, man, don't review that call. Because we review closes and we review non-closes, so we can give advice and feedback to everyone. I said to him, hey, let me review this call tomorrow. You got the one call close. I love the one call close. I love it. It's great, right? Cash up front. I'm not saying don't do it. Let's review it because it was a one call and then everyone will learn from it. And then he says to me, no, don't do that, David. I said, why? He said, it was a layup, right? I said, okay, cool. So the next day, here's what I did. I did an exercise. Everyone should do this, okay? Because it will help you get more deals and get better training. I said, okay, so, you know, X told me that he got a layup yesterday and he didn't want to review the call. So I want to ask every single one of you, what makes a layup a layup? When you start having these conversations, you will reverse engineer the whole process. And then the guy started saying, he was aware of the problem. And this is some of the stuff that Ravi was talking about. But you see that funnel that Ravi was talking about with the, awareness and the product awareness, that's actually a sales thing as well. If your salespeople are some of the best in the world, that's actually what they will do, is they will look at someone, and I've spoken about this before, is they will look at something called the buyer's journey. And all of their qualifying questions will be based on how long have you been looking at this for? Are you aware of our brand? When was the last time you looked into something like this? Why haven't you done this already? They will ask these type of questions. How much do you know about, let's say you're in fitness, how much do you know about weight loss with this particular approach? Do you know anything about it? Right? So the greatest salespeople will educate the buyers so that they can take them down this straight line. There's no such thing as a straight line in sales. It's actually a circle. It's not a straight line. Because people keep buying. They should keep buying from you. Okay? Think about LTV if you want to make more money. I asked them, hey, what makes a layup? Okay, so do this with everyone. And they started saying, oh, he was aware of the problem. Okay, cool. He understood funnels and VSLs. He had already bought from X person's course before. They were already in the market for about 6 months. Right? And then so everyone started to drop this. And I was like, okay, cool. You guys want to know what questions you should ask? There you go. Find out if they have these things. If they don't have these things, then you know you shouldn't be going for a one-call close. It was simple, okay? And then everybody started to get better after that.